When we talk about absolute value, we will be using the following symbols to represent absolute value. It'll be two vertical lines on either side of an object. In this case, we might put an X inside of there, or we could put some type of an equation. But the most important thing that we're talking about is what's the definition of absolute value. And so I want to take us through real quick what the definition of absolute value is. So when we talk about the definition, absolute value, most of you know, when we look at that number, we look at it as a positive number. Well, why is it a positive number? It's a positive number because, as a definition, we're talking about a distance from 0. And if we talk about a distance, then the distance has to be a positive value. I don't know of anybody that can walk -3 feet. I can walk 3 feet backwards, but I'm still walking 3 feet. So very important that as I look at this idea of absolute value, I'm thinking of it as a distance from 0. So we have problems such as this that we'll be dealing with at this time. We'll say, okay, well, how would I find the absolute value of 3? Well, we know this, that if I write this as a number line, and I set this up this way, make my line a little bit bigger for us, and here's where 0 is, and if I mark out where the number 3 is, notice that 3 is 3 units to the right. So my distance from 0 to 3 is 3 units, whatever those units might be. So that's why my absolute value of 3 is the number 3. If I'm looking for the absolute value of -2, well, how far is that from 0? So when we look at it from a number line standpoint, here's 0, here's -1, here's -2. How far am I from 0? Well, I'm 2 units from 0. I just happen to be going to the left, but I'm still 2 units. That's why the absolute value of -2 is 2. So whenever we look at absolute values, we're always going to look at them from the standpoint of a distance from 0. And that has to be what our main focus is when dealing with absolute value.